Welcome to this week's edition of World Crisis Radio. This is Daniela Walls, National Chair of the Tax Wall Street Party. We are recording this program on the afternoon of the 17th of April, 2015. Webster Tarpley is traveling this week, so I am honored to help him host. The presidential field is taking shape. The Coke plantation is filling up with a never-before-seen breed of killer austerity goals. This is no longer the world of moderate conservatives. This is a different world. I'm also sure that many of you are immediately curious about what happened on Tuesday, April 14th at the final trial of Reverend Edward Pinkney. This was an evidentiary trial. This was the trial to hear the evidence that Gail Freeling, the lying racist juror, was connected to the prosecution. We will be talking to the Reverend later in the show, and if he's unable to connect, we will be talking to his spokesperson, Larry Pinkney. I've heard some rumors at the prison that it might be difficult for him to connect today, and that he also might have a visitor at that time, so we are going to try our best. We will also have at the end of the show legal consultant to the Tax Wall Street Party, Jeffrey Jackson, who's been doing yeoman service from the beginning, keeping the Reverend's original legal team on track. Jeffrey will give us a legal rundown of exactly where we are up until this point. As far as I know, on Tuesday, at that final evidentiary hearing, they dismissed the evidence again, and not only was the Reverend immediately shipped back to prison, he was also fined $1,800 restitution for neck pain he gave to the mayor who was making the recall effort. The mayor is a public figure, and something like a recall is part of his job, and public figures are subjected to political recalls. This mayor submitted his prescription for Vicodin as evidence that we gave him neck pain. This sentencing is unprecedented across the board. This should be a misdemeanor. The Michigan State Court of Appeals determined it can only be tried as a misdemeanor. So we'll go more into this at the end of the show and either have Larry or Reverend Edward Pinkney, and then followed by attorney Jeffrey Jackson, who will talk to us about the details later in the show. So back to the 2016 presidential chessboard. So far, we have Ted Cruz, Rand Paul, Marco Rubio. Scott Walker hasn't announced yet, but he's waiting in the wings. On the left, we have Hillary. So never before has there been the need for an authentic New Deal Democrat to enter the race. 2016 is starting to look like a foregone conclusion, meaning Hillary versus Jeb. There is no serious second place yet on the other side. The Koch brothers seem to be sending out their wolf pack to flank for Bush. We'll soon have Walker, like I said, who is Jeb's cousin. Walker will flank for Jeb to the right. Rubio, who is Jeb's protege, is flanking to the left, you could say. And Rand might not be flanking for Jeb, and he just may be running out of vanity, which is my instinct, but he's also a Koch-funded sellout. So this is how the Rubio-Walker-Cruz flanking operation works. Like Webster said in other episodes, they're there to put the votes in a deep freeze. They are each going to go and fight for a certain part of the vote. This way, somebody like, God forbid, McCain can't come in and have a strategy to beat Bush based on taking low-hanging fruit that Jeb would otherwise have a hard time getting at. These Koch minions come in and capitalize on the low-hanging fruit, you see, or better, Jeb's weak points. For example, Rubio will tie up the Latino vote for Jeb in the Southeast. Walker can tie up the upper Midwest. The goal is to clear the board and take away votes from a stronger opponent coming in, like I said, McCain. So there's not somebody in question yet that could beat Jeb, but this is the Koch strategy to prepare in case that does happen. This way, no opponent will see an opportunity to get into the race. The Koch brothers want their Republican in the White House in 2016 come hell or high water. What do we want? Obviously, we want an economic populist, New Deal Democrat, and not one like Warren necessarily just paying lip service, but a strong candidate. What we really want is a strong candidate in service to an economic program, somebody like an Alexis Tsipras in Greece. But short of this, very, very short of this, we want divided government. Both the Democrats and Republicans are killers. They're pro-austerity, pro-Wall Street, pro-war. But if they're divided, it slows down the process of either of them implementing what they want. We don't want to say that there is no least worst, I would say, because yes, the worst is Jeb Bush. No matter what happens here, we have to vote for divided government. I'm not sure it's going to be optimal, and it's usually not optimal. So in the case that it's not optimal, think divided government and never stop thinking divided government. Former Governor Martin O'Malley, I was reading this morning, of Maryland, on the left, has expressed interest. He's formed his PAC. He's out of the exploratory phase, formed a PAC, and and we've also heard that Jill Stein of the Green Party, but to that, and the Greens' austerity, energy austerity. At least O'Malley, I would say, could play the role John Edwards did in 2008 and keep Hillary's feet to the fire. When Edwards ran against Hillary and Obama, he was the one that talked about poverty and Wall Street and the need to re-regulate. Edwards helped push that race, even if just a little to the left, and hopefully O'Malley could do the same. O'Malley has some capacity to be independent, but I can bet you he's not going to come out and blow anybody's minds. So let's get to these other creeps. We've got Ted Cruz. So first coming out of the gate was Ted Cruz, who is a candidate that can only be described as a cruel joke perpetuated on the American people by the Koch brothers. He promises to abolish Obamacare, while his wife has that gold-plated Cadillac health plan from her job at Goldman Sachs. In 2006, the biggest issue is Obamacare and immigration reform, and the biggest issue is not Wall Street regulation. As a political professional, I look at statistics of what the biggest issues, and I'm just in utter shock that people are getting out of bed that the biggest issue is Obamacare and immigration. It's like, come on, people. Like, there's something wrong with American priorities that anti-Obamacare is going to get you out of bed to vote and not Wall Street regulation. So it's time to get serious. You are all revolutionaries now. That's what these times call for. You are all revolutionaries now. And what does a revolutionary mean? Fighting bankers. From the time of Jesus up until now, fighting bankers. If you are not fighting bankers, you are spinning your wheels. If the number 1 and 2 issue are Obamacare and immigration, then it's just strange to me. So let's get our priorities screwed on straight and move forward as a pack of revolutionaries. We'll be back in a second to listen to World's Crisis.
This alert just came in. This special announcement is for business owners and leaders of organizations who've been waiting for the right time to build. General Steel has made it impossible to wait any longer with rock-bottom prices that could save you thousands. That's right, General Steel, America's leader in pre-engineered structures, is offering buildings at prices you will never see again. Don't miss these prices. A 50 by 100 for $35,000. You heard right, that's 5,000 square feet for $35,000. Manufacturers, if you need a larger building, try a 100 by 100 commercial building for $129,000. You can't afford to rent with these prices. Imagine a 70 by 100 200-foot church building for under $69,000. With the economy improving and interest rates still at historic lows, you can't afford to wait. So call 866-91-STEEL. Lock in your price now. Call 866-91-STEEL. That's 866-917-8335.
Friends, this is Alex Jones for MidasResources.com. For more than 15 years, I have exclusively used Midas Resources for all my precious metal needs. Whether it's bullion or collectibles you're looking for, Midas Resources is simply the best. I own my gold as a hedge against inflation. This Federal Reserve fiat currency could go the way of the Deutschmark and the Weimar Republic anytime. In these historically dangerous times, it makes sense to physically hold gold and silver. Midas already has some of the best deals in the industry. But if you give them a call and mention the radio special, they will give you a list of the day's super specials. Midas brokers are standing by to answer all your questions at 800-686-2237. They also have a lot of informative free literature explaining the opportunities and risk of holding precious metals. They are ready to answer your questions at 800-686-2237. Again, that's 800-686-2237.
Did you know that drinking pure, high-alkaline water is one of the most important factors in maintaining high energy and vibrant health? Most experts agree that the water you drink should be at a pH level of 8 or higher. AlkaVision Plasma pH Drops, available only at alkavision.com, combine a unique formula of only the most alkaline minerals. AlkaVision Plasma pH Drops alkalize your water, ridding the body of harmful toxins, and helps you regain health and energy. Alkalizing your water by simply adding 10 drops of AlkaVision Plasma pH Drops helps the body rid itself of acidic waste, increases oxygen content, and raises the pH of your body to healthy levels. And bacteria and viruses cannot survive in an alkaline high pH environment. Order your bottle of AlkaVision Plasma pH Drops for only $29.95 at alkavision.com. That's ALKAvision.com. Or call 269-409-1776. 269-409-1776. Alkalize your body. Supercharge your health at alkavision.com today.
We all know that Berkey Water Purification Systems are the most trusted name in water filtration. As an authorized Berkey dealer for over 6 years and serving thousands of satisfied customers, the Berkey Guy offers amazing specials for Berkey water filtration systems. The Berkey Light systems include a set of self-sterilizing and recleanable black purification elements that purify water by removing chlorine, pathogenic bacteria, cysts, and parasites to non-detectable levels and remove harmful chemicals such as herbicides and pesticides. Order the Berkey Light system today, complete with 2 black Berkey elements for only $231, and the Berkey Guy will ship your order free of charge. With the purchase of a Berkey Light, the Berkey Guy is also offering a set of fluoride and arsenic filters for only $39.99. That's over 30% off the retail price. Call the Berkey Guy at 1-877-886-3653. That's 1-877-886-3653. Or order online at goberkey.com. That's goberkey.com today.
Independently leading the way for the nation. Compelling talk for every political persuasion. We are G.
Crisis Radio, as we continue down the list of freakish presidential 2016 hopefuls. Let's explore why Little Rand must never get close to the presidency. An austerity ghoul who claims that the GOP's 2016 budget is not genocidal enough. Paul voted against the 2016 GOP budget because it was not genocidal enough.